Why the West can't compete with Asia's manufacturing anymore. Let me ask you something. When you look around your house, your phone, your TV, your shoes, your kitchen appliances, even your car parts, where do you think most of it was made? Because here's the truth. The West might still dominate finances and technology, but when it comes to actually building the physical world, Asia is running the entire game. And the scary part is, the West isn't just losing manufacturing, it's falling behind in the system that makes manufacturing possible. Let's break it down. So, first, manufacturing didn't magically vanish, it didn't die, it simply moved. For decades, Western countries shifted towards service economies, banking consultants, tech, entertainment, and consumption. Meanwhile, Asia doubled down on production. And if you want a quick visual of the shift, check out the global manufacturing output shared by region. In 1990 versus in 2020, Asia skyrockets upwards. North America plus Europe is in a decline. Today, Asia produces the majority of the world's manufactured goods. Not because Asia is cheaper, but because Asia built the entire machine. Here's something most people don't understand. Manufacturing is not about one factory. It's about ecosystems. In parts of China, Vietnam, South Korea, Taiwan, and Japan, entire cities are built around one industry, like electronics, or shipbuilding, or automotive parts, or semiconductors. You don't just have a factory, you have suppliers, component makers, packaging plants, logistics hubs, shipping ports, and labor pools, all within driving distance. And that's why Asia moves faster. Because when the supply chain is stacked, altogether production becomes unstoppable. In the West, companies might need parts shipped across the country or across the world. Asia can get parts delivered across the street. That difference is massive. Now, people love saying, oh, Asia only wins because labor is cheap. That's outdated thinking. Because Asia is also becoming the automation capital of the world. In fact, China is now the world's largest market for industrial robots. China instills more industrial robots per year than most countries combined. And this is the real threat. Asia is combining automation, scale, speed, infrastructure, and increasingly skilled labor. So even wages rise in Asia. Manufacturing doesn't slow down. It gets only faster. Now, this is where it gets interesting. Because manufacturing is not just factories. It's ports, it's rail systems, it's highways, it's electricity grids, and it's shipping lanes. Asia invested massively into infrastructure. And the results are insane. China alone has built tens of thousands of miles of high-speed rail. Meanwhile, the West struggles to complete basic infrastructure projects without delays, political battles, or cost overruns. High-speed rail miles, China versus the rest of the world. China dominates by a huge margin. And it's not just rails. Asia ports are also some of the most efficient in the world. The world's busiest container ports, the top 10, you'll see a pattern. Asia dominates the list. This matters because when your ports are fast, your goods move fast. When your goods move fast, your economy moves fast as well. Now, let me be fair. The West still dominates in areas like advanced engineering, research, software, aerospace, design, innovation. But here's the problem. A lot of Western innovation still gets manufactured in Asia. Meaning the West creates the idea, but Asia builds the product. And when you build the product, you gain the expertise, the factories, the jobs, the supply chain, the infrastructure, and eventually the power. That's why manufacturing is not just economic, it's geopolitical. Because the countries that can build things can control the world's supply chains. And in a crisis, supply chains become the weapons. So, can the West catch up? Honestly, it's possible, but it won't be easy. Because you can't rebuild manufacturing dominance in 2 years. It takes decades. You need stable energy, affordable labor, automation investments, faster permitting, massive infrastructure upgrades, and political unity. And right now, Asia is still moving faster than the West can react. So the question isn't whether Asia dominates manufacturing today. The question is, what happens when Asia dominates manufacturing and dominates advanced technology too? That's the real story unfolding. If you want more short, clear breakdowns on global power shifts, economics, and manufacturing, please subscribe to the Global Mac Brief and drop a comment below. Do you think the West can realistically compete again? I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Peace.